All right. Hello, my first grade writers. Before we begin today, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to grab your writing folder with your how-to writings in them and a pencil. If you need to go grab your folder and a pencil, go ahead and pause the video to go get those things. And when you get back, you can unpause the video and start back right where you left off. So go ahead and go grab your writing folder with your how-to writings in them and a pencil. All right, we have been writing how-to texts for the past few days. I want to ask you guys, what is the purpose of a how-to writing? Why would somebody write a how-to writing like we are? That's right. Yeah. It's to help teach someone how to do or learn something new. Today, I want to show you something that you can add to your how-to writing that'll help the reader understand what you are teaching even better. I'm going to teach you about how to add transition words into your writing. Our target for today is to include transition words in our how-to writing. And you will know you are successful at this when you have put transition words in the beginning, middle, and end of your writing. In your writing folder, you should have a packet that on the front says Unit 3 Writing Toolbook, with a little toolbox on the front of it. Go ahead and pull that out for me. This is a toolbook that I made up for you guys to use while you are doing your learning at home that has lots of different pages in it full of different information you can use and help for when you are writing your how-to writings. You can see here on our last page we have our how-to writing rubric, which is very similar to the rubric we used for our personal narrative writings. And we'll use this and look at it a little bit more closely towards the end of this unit. But go ahead and get your Writing 3 Unit Toolbook out. And then we are going to flip to the very first page, which should be a green page. And on the top, it will say Transition Words and Phrases. So go ahead and flip open to that very first green page. Remember, if you need more time, you can always push that pause button in the bottom corner of your video and then push play when you're ready to begin again. So on this page, we have a list of transition words. Transition words tell the reader the order or sequence of things in your writing. What do you have to do first, next, last? A lot of you already use words like these. We're going to go and add some more of these words to help our writer or our reader while they're reading our how-to writing. Let's go ahead and read some of these words together. So point to the spot that says beginning, right up here where it says beginning. Here are some transition words and phrases that we could put at the beginning of our story. Things like to begin with or to begin. You might say first, you get all of these supplies. Or to start, you could say to start, you need to grab bread, peanut butter, and a knife. Those are our beginning transition words and phrases that we can use in our writing. Now go ahead and point to this word middle right here, the word middle. These are words we can use in the middle of our writing. They're middle transition words and phrases. So this first one is then, later, next, after that. Now go ahead and point with me to this bottom section that says end. Right here that says end. Some of our ending transition words and phrases are words like finally, last, and phrases like at the end or to finish. Now these words and phrases are used at the right before your very last step, and they kind of let the reader know that your how-to writing is coming to an end and that this is your last step that you have to complete. I'm going to pull out my how to build a snowman writing, and while I'm doing that, you go ahead and pull out the writing that you worked on yesterday and that you put into your little writing booklet. So it should have all these lines filled in with your story and this empty picture box up here at the top. Again, I want to remind you, if you're thinking, well, Miss McIntyre, you're going way too fast, you can just push pause in your video and then start me back up when you are ready to move on. So how I have mine set up here is I have my writing booklet on one side, and I laid my transition words and phrases page right next to it. So while I'm writing, I can just look right back over here to this page to see maybe which words I could add into my writing. I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit of my how-to writing, and I'm going to ask for your help. While I'm reading this, see if you can think of any spots in my writing that I might be able to add in some transition words and phrases. So let me go ahead and start from the beginning. My how-to writing starts like this. You will need snow, 2 sticks, a carrot, a hat, a scarf, and buttons. Roll up a small, medium, and large ball of snow. I'm going to stop right there. Can you guys think of any spot that maybe I could put a transition word like then or next? Maybe I could put first or to start. Can you see any spot, or did you think of any spot I could put one of those transition words? I think so too. I think right off at the start here, you could put a transition word to let your reader know that you are getting started here. I may put the transition phrase, I should say, to start. So I might say, to start, you will need 2 sticks, a carrot, a hat, a scarf, and buttons. When we're putting transition words in our writing, oftentimes we'll put a transition word when we're going from step to step. So let me go ahead and read my first part again, and you keep thinking of another spot that maybe I could add in one of these transition words. So at the beginning here, I added, to start, you will need snow, 2 sticks, a carrot, a hat, a scarf, and buttons. Roll up a small, medium, and large ball of snow. Can you think of another spot, maybe in between steps, that I could add that transition word or phrase? Yeah, I thought that too. I thought that maybe right in front of my word roll, I could put Next, I could put this transition word next. That's kind of helping me transition to the materials that I need, from the materials that I need to my next step. So now my writing says, to start, you will need snow, 2 sticks, a carrot, a hat, a scarf, and buttons. Next, roll up a small, medium, and large ball of snow. Make sure to pack the snow for the snowballs in tight. Now what I want you to do is I want you to look at your own writing. Look at your own writing right now. Is there a transition word or phrase that you could add to the beginning of your writing to let your readers know that you are getting started? Go ahead and add that transition word or phrase. Now I want you to look further down in your writing, and as you're reading along, check and see if there are other spots in your writing that you might be able to add some of these transition words. Now remember, I said earlier that oftentimes these transition words fit in when you're ending one step and starting a new step. So you could put a transition word in between there. All right, I'm noticing that a lot of you are getting some good transition words put into your writing. I'm going to let you spend the rest of your writing time adding in the rest of your transition words and phrases into your writing to help your reader understand what they are doing even better than they already probably did. So go ahead and start writing in the rest of those transition words. Remember that when you get to your last step, you're going to want to look at these end transition words and phrases. So before you start your last step, you might say, finally, you add the snowman's hat and scarf. If you're making a peanut butter sandwich, maybe you'd say, to finish, you eat your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So go ahead now and add those transition words into your writing, and I will be back for our next writing lesson to talk about what's to come